Hello, it's Snow City Tarot, and I'm here with a pick a card reading. I want to welcome you back to my channel and thank all of my new subscribers. Today's topic is going to be love in June 2020. So this is kind of like a predictive reading as to what we're going to be seeing for you coming in love. We're going to see some challenges, and then I'm going to give you some advice on those challenges because there's always going to be a challenge. So we'll see what's coming up, and then I'll give you some advice. So I've got 4 piles today. This is going to be pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a deep breath, exhale, think about June, think about all the possibilities, and pick one of the piles here. As always, I want to remind you that this is a general reading, meaning that all or none of this will resonate. As it is a predictive reading, it is possible that none of this will resonate and you will have no idea. So if you ever want to get a more accurate reading to you, please visit my Etsy and you can get a private reading with me. So with that being said, I'm going to start with pile 1. Hi, pile 1. This is your reading. So what's going on with you for June 2020? We have the Queen of Wands, the Fool, the Seven of Swords. Over here we got the Four of Gems, which is the Four of Pentacles, clarified by the Four of Diamonds. We have the Three of Raindrops, which is Cups, the Jack of Clubs, and then we have Imagine, You Deserve Love, and Pink Sapphire for your advice. So what are we looking at here? So this is what will be coming your way. I do feel like you may be in a situation where you're kind of trying to break out of your shell a little bit more in the month of June, trying to be more outgoing, trying to take more risks, trying to trust more and have more faith in the universe and the world around you when it comes to love. I see that many of you could be single. I see that many of you could also be trying to start something new. However, I do see some guilt here in the way. Seven of Swords could also be showing me that you might be opening up to the world of online dating, and this would be you kind of researching your options. However, with the Queen of Wands and the Five of Clubs here, I'm seeing that there could be an issue regarding your self-esteem or your self-worth. Queen of Wands has a lot of potential here, but when I see this Five of Clubs here as a clarifier, I'm thinking that you're having difficulty getting into this very charismatic, very sensual energy that is the Queen of Wands. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you. I feel like maybe it's possible you're not fully in touch with your more sensual, more sexual side that is the Queen of Wands. You may actually have some guilt about that. I think maybe some of that could be coming from, for those of you who are coming out of relationships, maybe there's a bit of guilt about moving on, especially over here with the Fool. Maybe you're concerned with your body image in some cases here. I am seeing, as far as your challenges for this month, stemming from this Four of Gems security, which is the Four of Pentacles, which is really reiterating that you're having difficulty opening up. You're having difficulty letting go of the things that you tell yourself or the things that you have set in place to make you feel secure. You're hanging on very tightly to those things and you're not giving them up. And that's the challenge here. It doesn't mean that that's the energy that you'll stay in, and that's why I'm going to be providing you some options here, or some insight rather, on how to maybe reframe this so you can move on and start something with a little bit of a healthier mindset. We also have the Three of Raindrops, which is community, and I see the Jack of Clubs. I'm seeing that, you know, clubs are present here. And clubs are very, especially in playing cards specifically, clubs can also represent groups of people. So I'm having this sense that maybe there's some difficulty with online dating in some cases. Like maybe you're kind of telling yourself that, you know, online dating's for losers, you know, like, oh, you know, if you have to find somebody on the internet, you're a nerd or something like that. I don't think that's the case. And if that's the way that you feel about it, you should try to reframe that. How you're viewing it, you know. I think that you're not giving it a fair chance if that's the case, and I think this is telling you need to reframe that, because this Three of Raindrops talks about communities and groups of people and meeting people and having fun. And I'm thinking that, it's either apprehension about joining apprehension about joining an online community of some kind in order to find somebody, or it's apprehension about going out into the drinking scene, the bar scene, or finding your place in a new community of people with new hobbies and things. It's like the apprehension might just be simply taking that leap of faith here. Maybe you have difficulty trusting people, difficulty trusting new people. If this is regarding a person, this could be showing you have difficulty engaging with them, or you're having trouble trusting that they won't deceive you, or trusting that they won't hurt you, or something like that. And that's kind of where I'm seeing here with this major conflict. I mean, it's not conflict as in there's a way to get around this, but I think that if you stay in this Five of Wands energy, you'll kind of find yourself wasting the whole month ruling things out and fighting yourself on whether or not you should do this or do that, or how about I do this or wear my hair like that. You need to have confidence and faith in who you are, and that you are enough. You are more than enough. I have a feeling that that's going to be the theme for next month, is you're going to be feeling like you might not be worth exploring, or you may not be interesting enough. And that's all in your mind. Imagine here, you have You Deserve Love and Pink Sapphire. So basically what this is saying is that with the relationships with Imagine, it's saying that thinking about things are nice, and maybe that's where you wanted to stay here. You may want to stay in the safe place of your mind, the safe place where fantasy can't hurt you and everything can go the way you want it to go. But it's not reality, and it's not going to ever be fulfilling. It'll be like eating food with no calories. There's no nutrients in a fantasy. It doesn't nurture your soul. It doesn't open up any worlds for you. So for some of you, I'm wondering if you guys might have interest in fandoms, romance novels, romance books, things like that. And maybe for a while those were kind of like scratching that itch for loneliness. And I'm thinking that this is kind of telling you that you can get the real thing. You can have the real thing. You deserve love. You are lovable. This is saying, and the way I see this is that you need to set your sights on something and actually go for it. You need to aim and fire and get what it is that you want, because you have this energy in you. You are the Queen of Wands. You always have been. You have never not been the Queen of Wands. You know this. Five of Wands is saying that it's like you're trying to overthrow your own throne, and put someone that's not there on it. That's not what you should do. You need to have more faith in yourself. You've always been this person. And I bet you can remember a time when you felt like this person. And you need to take that and you need to run with that energy. Try to relive that as much as you can. You are this person. You are sensual. You are a creature that has been put here to walk about the earth and meet others and create more people and create happiness and joy. And, that is how humans are supposed to go about life, So you need to get back into your body, basically. I think that you might be disconnected from it. Best ways to get back into your body is to do things like go get a massage. I know that's everyone's like, ugh, a massage, what? People who don't think a massage is like a big step, obviously have not had body image issues. But if you go and you get a massage from someone, even if you're like, oh man, I'm apprehensive, I have to get on the table, I have to take my clothes off and be under a blanket and have someone touch me, you'd be surprised at how enjoyable and powerful and empowering that can be for you, especially if you've never done that before. Just give it a shot and try it and see, go 3 hours out of town if you have to some place that you don't even know, and see if you can try getting a massage there. Because I know a lot of people who are very body sensitive, body conscious, and they will not let anybody give them a simple, good massage. And God, dude, what are they missing out on? It's amazing. Massages are great. So that's kind of my advice. If you're in that zone of bad body image, or you're just not comfortable in it, you need to be comfortable in it. Like, the more you're comfortable you are with you, the more comfortable other people will be with you. So if you're not interested in the massage technique, you could try wearing outfits you don't usually wear. Outfits that you've always wanted to wear, but wear them around the house by yourself and just get comfortable in them. That's another really good way to do it. So if you already wear like risque outfits, then go nude around the house if you have to. So those are just some ideas. Of course, you can also do the other stuff like getting your nails done, cutting your hair, trying something different. These will get you into a mode of just kind of like being comfortable with yourself. And that is, I think, what you're really going to need to focus on in June in order to get yourself out of this space of being too insecure to start dating, whether it be how people view you, how the methods that you're using to get into dating, or just how you feel about yourself. And Pink Sapphire is another one about that talks about taking care of yourself, in the sense that you need to have new love for yourself, and you need to be able to forgive yourself for things and release old hurts, and forgive yourself for hanging on to these hurts, because it's only natural for us to remember things that hurt us. It helps us learn. However, after a while, it doesn't really serve a purpose once the lesson is learned, right? Just come out of this, or go into June thinking that every new face is a new opportunity to be somebody else. Not yourself, but a new version of yourself. The one that is healthy, the one that has a good self-esteem, the one that has all the wonderful things that you've always wanted to be. Be that person. You meet new people, you can always be that person. It's a new day. You have a fresh start, a fresh face. You can do that. There's nobody saying that you can't. You don't have to wear the same thing to every date. You can try something completely different. If that person isn't into it, that's fine. You can go get another one. That's the beauty of dating. It's like shopping. So that's my advice for you. I do sense that you're going to have a very positive June, because I feel like this is the first step. No matter your insecurities, the first step is going to be overcoming them and broadening your horizon, setting your sights on what it is that you want. And like I said, you have the beauty of choice. There is somebody out there for everyone. You would not even believe the people that you think are out of your league are not. Because everybody's different, and that's another thing. You should look into astrology. There are some people out there that you'll be like, wow, they're so handsome. How could they date someone like me? Well, they freaking totally dig your Mercury, or they totally dig your Venus or your Mars placement. They don't care what you look like. That's synastry. It's astrological chemistry, So just be aware that the world is big and beautiful, and you can be part of it, a beautiful part of it. So don't try to hole yourself up in your room reading, romance novels, and go live the romance novel, okay? So that is your June 2020 Group 1. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you look forward to this and if this resonates with you. And I hope to see you in my next readings. If you'd like a private one with me, you can get me down in my Etsy in the description box below. Thanks for watching, Group 1. Hey there, Pile 2. This is your reading. So what's going on for June 2020? What's the prediction I see for you? Well, if you don't change the way you're viewing the world, you're going to be stagnant. You're not going to be seeing very much in June unless you make some changes. So what I'm seeing here is a choice. You got the Lover's card. And in the love reading, this would definitely be a choice between two people, perhaps. Or maybe it's simply the choice to take that plunge and jump in feet first to meet somebody, to get to know them, to understand them. I'm seeing that you may be denying yourself things, and you might be denying yourself things based on what other people think. There is someone here that could be on your mind. I think in many cases, this is going to be the story for you guys. There is going to be somebody, and they're competing with something else in your life. They could be competing with your job. They could be competing with an existing partner. We're seeing some things, or they could be competing with your family or what society thinks of you. Whatever it is, you've got something on your mind that you're afraid to, you're afraid to show whatever this is, or to make this happen or make it manifest, despite what you want, because I see that this is something that you want. But you guys are resisting. You are saying no. And that's the thing, is like you could be leaving someone hanging. I see that somebody could have come out and given you something, given you a little something, but you're leaving them out in the cold. You're saying, no, I'm going to keep that person as far away as possible because I'm not done making my mind up. Or you have your mind made up, but you're not doing anything about it. You're literally denying your truth in order to, what I assume is, appease other people with the Ten of Pentacles. There's some social aspect about this that is keeping you from what it is that will make you happy. And in the end, I mean, you're here looking at a love reading. You obviously want love in your life. Well, you're not going to get it if you have all of society in this relationship with you. That's not how it works. You're not going to get into a relationship and that is going to result in love if it has, the whole town there. Because that's kind of what I see with the Ten of Pentacles is like, it's like you're having a nice night with this person of your dreams, this person that you totally dig. And then it's like you look around the room and there's your mom, there's your dad, there's your grandparents, there's your brothers and sisters. It's like it's not their moment. That's not for them. It's not their business. And I think that you're going to have to take a hard look at like being able to tell people, no, stop trying to please the world. And in order to, for what? Just to make them happy. You need to set your priorities straight here. But I'm seeing that there's just a lot of other people involved in your two-person relationship. I think that you're going to have to, and that could be your coworkers in the way. That could be, like I said, your grandparents. That could be your town. It could be any number of things. But there really should only be a few factors in your relationship, and that's you and the person that you're thinking about. And that's all that should be there, in making a decision about them. If you're trying to appease everybody, it's not really your decision anymore. You're making the decision for everyone else. And since when is your relationship with somebody else everyone else's business? I feel like you're probably a very sacrificial, good-natured person. I see the Hanged Man here. This is Pisces energy. This is a martyr. This is somebody who sacrifices themselves for everyone else. But how long are you going to go about doing that? And where are you going to end up? Everyone will be happy but you. You can't give little pieces of yourself away. There will be nothing left. And that's the challenge that I'm seeing here as well for this month. The Hanged Man again. So the situation that you are in is the problem. The situation is the challenge. There's no good aspect of this other than the choice that you should make. The Lover's card definitely speaks of a harmony that you could definitely have. It speaks of assistance, but I'm also seeing that there's no place to meet this person, probably because you're too busy worried about everybody else. But the thing is, these options may be easier than you think. Like, the problems are easier to solve than you think. Of course, this comes from a Libra's perspective, so I believe that everything can be talked out. I believe all discussions can bring about peace and harmony. And if you don't have Libra in your chart, you should definitely think about things in that way. Where is Libra in your chart, See what your 7th house is doing and see if you can kind of formulate something to kind of get a better perspective of what's going on when it comes on your one-on-one relationships, and why the heck is everyone else there? So I'm just seeing that you're also taking a very rational approach about this. Very, very rational. And that's probably why you're thinking about the Ten of Pentacles here. You're trying to think of everybody else before you think of yourself, but you're not acting out of love. You're acting out of intelligence, which is fine. You can do that, but I'm thinking that maybe your 7th house is an Aquarius or something. Especially since this card is Aquarius as well. But if not, that's okay. Don't you worry about that. But I'm seeing that you need to work together with this other person. Whatever this person is that you are denying yourself, or maybe you're denying, or maybe in some aspects is you have somebody that's come along and offered you something and you're not even considering them. You're not even giving them the time of day. And that's kind of what we could be seeing here as well, because I see teamwork and happiness, and I see the 6 of Pentacles here, but it's also a problem. So I feel like someone has given you something and you might not have even acknowledged it. You might not have thanked them for it. You might be afraid to even be nice to them. You could be really giving somebody you know, like the silent treatment, what for, or something. Like they did something really nice for you and then you might have just like totally ignored them because you're too afraid of what everyone else will think if they see you have feelings for this person. There's some element of shame in this relationship. But here's the thing, is you got to take responsibility. Unfortunately, your advice is going to be to take the hard path, the one that doesn't, you know, the path less traveled. And that's the whole point of that poem, you know. It's you're going to take the harder path, but you're going to see different things. We have the fork in the road here as your advice, and that's saying that not making a decision is still making a decision. And by denying somebody these things, you're going to have to take responsibility for one thing or the other. You're going to have to take responsibility for your own unhappiness, or you know, the mistreatment of another person. You'll have to take responsibility for the guilt caused by that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you have to say yes to them or no to them. You could simply, well, it's either yes or no to them, but you cannot sit here and make no decision at all and just think that it's going to go away or get swept under the rug. You can't do that. It's not fair to them. It's bad karma for you. So higher power is here saying that you need to have faith that there is, you know, there's something in the hardship here. You don't have to, you have to take action based on your inner guidance. This is what higher power says. For your stone oracle, your crystals, we have Agrine? I don't think I've ever seen this stone, but that is the advice from that crystals oracle. But what it's saying is no well-being. There's no well-being for you if you deny your truth, basically. That's kind of what all this advice is saying. You have to trust yourself, trust your guidance. If this is what you want, you need to trust that. If this is not what you want, also trust that. But don't make these decisions based on other people. I could see that it's possible that you have difficulty trusting people in general, perhaps. These cards also speak that you need to be a beacon of integrity, and you need to inspire other people, and that way you can attract people who are also of the same integrity as you. But you need to be trusting that you have good judgment of people. If you look at someone and you're like, they can't be that bad, but they look that bad, and everybody around me says they're that bad, that means that they must be bad. But that's not what you're telling yourself. That's not what your gut instinct is telling you. That's what everyone else is telling you. You need to break through that taboo that people have put up around you to protect you from difference, protect you from people that are not the same as you. So I think that that's kind of what you're going to be seeing. Now, what you need to know is this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This is probably the person that you're looking for, and you probably deep down know this. And I mean, if you're not thinking of anybody in particular, this could just be talking about you taking a chance. This will lead you to the place you want to be. Taking the hard roads. This could sometimes mean leaving a partner for some of you. Maybe this means leaving a partner and finally taking that leap and saying, you know what? I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And this could be saying that this could lead you to the romantic partner that you seek. You may already know them. If the choice is to leave a situation, you could also find that this may be in your heart of hearts, you know that you don't want to leave and that they are the person that you're meant to be with. So there's a couple different stories here, but I think for the majority of you, you're looking at a situation where you're making life decisions based on other people who are not going to be part of this relationship, you know? So it's like you're selling yourself short for other people, and this is your decision. You have to go to bed at night with these people, with whoever it is that you pick in the end. You have to go to bed at night with that person. The whole town doesn't have to. Society's not going to. Your job's not going to bed with you. You have to go to bed with that person. That's why you need to make sure you're making the choices for yourself. So that was your reading, group 2. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments section. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can contact me at Etsy. My link is in the description box below. And I want to thank you for watching. I will see you later, group 2. Hi, pile 3. This is your reading. So what do I see here? I'm kind of thinking that there's a couple stories here. Some of you are going to be taken. Some of you are going to be single. So I'm thinking that what I'm seeing is for those of you who are in a relationship, I'm seeing that next month may bring you a little bit of a shuffle or a little bit of a scuffle with somebody else. This could be your partner. If not, this could be with you or your family if you're not currently partnered. I am seeing that there is going to be somebody coming in that possibly does have a lot of chemistry with you. It's almost, and I think that if you're in a relationship currently, that's going to be the issue at hand, is that this person with all this chemistry is going to be kind of maybe making you question things, maybe question what you really want out of your relationships, or what it is that you really want out of your family even, because I'm seeing that family issues could be a thing. Amber talks about family issues, and so does having all these cards here. I'm seeing that there are other people involved, and that's as the challenge. I think that we might have somebody who's also quite stubborn, somebody who might be a little under-equipped to handle this type of challenge, this complication here. And we also have the Oracle of Raindrops, which is the Queen of Cups and sensitivity. It's like, I feel like for those of you that are single, this is something that's going to be challenging for you because you may be overextending yourself to please other people. And that's kind of the gist of this, especially with this one here, this Queen of Cups. You could be running into opposition from a female or an older male in your life. This could be your mom and dad, your grandparents, whoever in your life that might be somebody that you're trying to impress. Not necessarily always impress, but, you know, like you're trying to make a good impression of them, that, you know, you were raised right and you're not a bad person, and, you know, that sort of thing. So it's like the choices you make in life, you're concerned if it's going to change how people see you, maybe. And I think that this can also say that if some of this issues here, that you come up with the Eight of Swords, and I see this as, you know, arguments, but the type of arguments that are going to be clearing the air, the type of arguments that are going to be setting things in motion. This can talk about intensity. So it doesn't even mean that it has to be like a really bad argument, but it can talk about having a very intense conversation, or an intense conversation with yourself if it's not with another person. It does look like you will be in the energy of wanting to explore something, because that's why I see this chemistry here. You will be in the mood to go out and explore something. You may be getting a message also. There could be some kind of message that's coming in for you in June, especially with this Ace of Swords here. But I think it's going to be setting you on a path that you're going to have a very difficult time deviating from. It's like once this ace is being given to you, the Chariot is here saying, okay, let's go. So there is a bit of determination and purpose and forward movement this month. However, it is going to come with some opposition here from either other people or just aspects of yourself that are holding you back. With the Amber card talking about family issues here, it could be saying that you may need to heal some issues that you may have gotten from childhood, or issues that you haven't settled with other people, whether it be your existing family that you're living with or something, or like an existing spouse that you may want to leave in favor of this situation here with chemistry. Because I do see a willing, somebody is wanting to leave, this Eight of Pentacles, or Eight of Cups, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do see that anxiety about leaving could be what's causing you to be held up next month when it comes to pursuing something. So maybe if you want to pursue, if you're pursuing this person or this, path to go and find somebody, I'm seeing that there could just be a lot of nervousness, or maybe you have people in your life that are making you think that you can't do this, that you can't find somebody to love you. Maybe you're not surrounded by the right positive people. So whether or not this is, whatever difficulty that you're facing in June, with a change in the wind here, it is saying that you just have faith that these changes are meant to happen. This isn't just some silly little thing. It does have a purpose for you to be feeling this discomfort, feeling this fear of change. It has to happen in order for something to change for the better. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave somebody. I think that for some of you, it's just, again, we may need to clear the air here. And I'm thinking that for those of you that maybe thinking that, like, say you're in a party, you're with somebody and you're in a third party situation and you have that other person that has a lot of chemistry. For some of you, this is saying that this may be your sign that there isn't enough chemistry in your existing relationship to have it keep going. In other cases, it could mean that you kind of revitalize your relationship and kind of spark that chemistry again. And then for those of you that are single, I feel like this is ahead of you. So you really do have a lot to look forward here. It seems like it's going to be a troubling June, but I don't sense that it's going to be catastrophic. Either way, I mean, even if you do end something this next month, it'll have good outcomes. So you can just be rest assured that whatever path that you choose is going to be something that in the long run will probably benefit you. Because I think right now you're at a stage where you're like, okay, this crush I have is not sitting right with me. This person I'm with doesn't sit right with me. So I'm thinking that I think this is going to be that turning point for you. So, and you'll make the right decisions. If you trust your gut instinct on what it is that you want and who you really feel is the most important in this situation, it's not your family for the most part. That's what I tell people. If it's like your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, or whatever, that are pressuring you to be with certain people or stay with certain people, and I'm getting this a lot with this month, when it comes to themes, I'm seeing that there's at least two piles in this month where people are feeling like they need to appease their family, or they need to date somebody to make society, comfortable. It doesn't necessarily make them comfortable or happy. And I think that maybe you're in this stage where you're kind of thinking, oh, well, I really have to do the right thing here, and what's the right thing? And I think you'll eventually come to this aha moment showing you that, you know what, your relationship's about you and the other person. It's not about you and someone else. It's not about you and your family. It's not about you and your friends or society. It's about your relationship. And that's kind of the thing I'm seeing this June. So what else can I tell you about this? Let's see. Is there anything else I can tell you about this? I think that there is somebody that's going to be really perfect for you out there. I just think that there's going to be somebody coming in, and if you don't already know who this person is, and they're going to set your world on fire. And it's like you may have already met this person, and then this is just the time frame in which you change things. Yeah. And if it's not issues with your family, it can be issues caused by family, like, feelings of lack, feelings of abandonment or denial or something like that. You could be, it could be really highlighting, past issues that you may have had with other people. But I think that it's like things that might have happened in your childhood that may be keeping you from really doing the things that you want to do and really living your life when it comes to relationships. There might be a fear of getting hurt, a fear of being a problem, or some people are very people pleasing, and and we usually, when you think of all the people that you might be trying to please with your relationship and your choices regarding that, usually people pleasers come from a place where they had to develop that, and it usually comes from childhood. Like, people pleasing is a survival skill. It's not necessarily a characteristic that, it's one thing to be nice, but there's one thing to make all your decisions around what everybody else thinks. That's a survival skill. And I think that if you guys are being forced to look at that, I think that you might find that there's an explanation for some of your behaviors and some of your thought patterns that might be holding you back when it comes to relationships. So yes, I do think that it's going to be a very active June for you, though. So things will probably move fast, I think. And I think that you'll have that moment, though, in June where you're kind of like, okay, I have a direction, I've got it, and I'm going towards it. So, and I think that's very positive. So even if you're trying to escape a relationship that's no longer good for you, I do think that you may have the courage and the drive to do that now. Okay, thank you for watching Group 3. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can get me on my Etsy, and that link is in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Hi, Pile 4. This is your reading. So next month, the month of June, I'm seeing a possibility of somebody giving you a gift. Six of Pentacles can talk about giving and receiving and that equal give and take, but it can also talk about somebody giving to you out of generosity with no expectation of it coming back. So that's actually really positive. However, and I also have the Empress card too. So it's like whatever they give you may be beautiful, and it may not be a gift. It could be a compliment. Somebody could say that you're beautiful. Somebody could maybe give you like a love letter or a note or something, some way to express their appreciation for you. However, I'm seeing that with the Eight of Cups, you might be turning it down, or you might be ignoring it for some reason. It really appears like somebody might give you something really nice. In some cases, it could be a lot of something nice, like somebody who either does you a favor or gets you a job or gives you a compliment or gives you a gift. But with the Eight of Cups, we're talking about somebody who's walking away from these perfectly good cups. These are all the things that you have that are nice, that are good. And this person is giving them to you, but you're walking away from them. So I'm thinking that you may be denying somebody who's coming into your path. And what's interesting is I also have the Keep an Open Mind card. It says your soulmate will differ from your usual type and expectations. So I think that it's like you might be a little bit picky here. However, I'm seeing with the Blessed card, you may be, I don't know how to say this. The Blessed card talks about people who, have hit rock bottom in a way. Not necessarily saying that you're going to hit rock bottom next month. But another thing that says that the Blessed card says is that if you do what you did, you'll get what you've gotten. So that's basically saying that if you continue to do stuff like this, you're not going to be able to find somebody. I feel like this is a situation where you're single, but you have a very specific type that you're looking for. Your expectations may be very high or very, very specific. The selenite also talks about humility, and saying that you should probably try to
have a little bit of humility here. I'm not saying that you guys are like egotistical or something, but I think the general energy we're supposed to get from this is that you might be very picky and you might be ruling out people that are actually really great for you. People that could be soulmates, people that are perfect for you. And honestly, if your biggest obstacle in a soulmate relationship is simply getting into one because they're not your typical type, that's actually pretty easy to work with if you can just be open-minded and give them a shot. You know, as far as the things I've seen, as far as lessons learned from people that we run into, that's actually fairly easy. It's just taking and trying something new or being around someone different. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here with the challenge this month is just going to be, you know, I have Master of Lightning, which is the King of Wands, and then the Fool. Taking that leap is the thing that is stopping you. We've got the Ace of Clubs, and we got the King of Swords. You're overthinking it. The challenge is that you're overthinking whatever this is and that you're creating your own false starts here. You want to take a leap of faith. You want to go and start something new, but you're the one holding yourself back for whatever reason. For some of you, this expectation that you have of someone else is sort of based around your own self-esteem in some way. I'm just getting that sort of vibe here is that like maybe your expectations are to get somebody who makes you look better than you are. Like you might be somebody who's expecting to rely on a relationship for money or success or fame or something. And that's not really the best reason to get into a relationship. And I think that if you have been searching, you might kind of have this realization next month like, okay, this isn't working. And, you know, like, or you may be seeing this person and you'd be like, well, not them, but I'm going to be, you know, but say no one's coming your way. It's probably because the universe is keeping things open for you to kind of give this person a shot. So I do see somebody is going to be coming in for you next month. And this could be somebody that you already know that you've just told yourself absolutely not. Or this could be a brand new person that you are just a little bit apprehensive about. But overall, I think it will be very positive if you can just allow yourself to let go. Allow yourself to be a little bit more accommodating. Selenite talks about fluidity here and keeping an open mind. So if you can just keep an open mind here, I think that you will find there's a treasure in somebody that you absolutely would not have expected. Okay? So that was actually a really quick reading, group 4. I hope that you have an excellent month in June. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments section, like, comment, and subscribe if this resonated with you. If you'd like to get a private reading with me, you can find me at Etsy. My shop link is in the description box below. And I want to thank everybody who stuck around and watched the whole video. I wish you a very happy June, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.